What's up, y'all? So, I asked you all earlier on Twitter. Let me. This stream is brought to you by Gardetto's Original Recipe Snack Mix. So, asked you all on Twitter. What civilization I should play as? For the fuck should I ask you all for? Hold on. Bah. Why am I asking y'all? Leave it up to the eye. So, who do I get?
From the first stirrings of life beneath water
Georgia.
to the great
Georgia.
beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps.
Oh, thank you.
Far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization.
I'm honored. I'm honored you actually gave a shit and listened to my fucking rant. Should I get to play as Stalin's people, the Georgians? I fucks with it.
Walls. The
Tbilisi. I can't understand a word they're saying, but apparently it's from the heart.
Who deserves more credit than the wife of a coal miner?
I gotta get to bed because I wake up early. I just wanted to say many immigrants use WhatsApp pretty frequently. I'm doing this and I suggest we make WhatsApp groups to locally monitor
Authority that makes a law.
La Migra. Okay. Not the worst idea I've heard. I think the main thing is actually getting leftists in contact with comrades in communities that are subject to these arbitrary Gestapo raids. But, you know, not the worst idea in the world. I fucks with it.
I thought clay must feel happy in the good potter's hand.
Christian Divine, who is that? That's a very gay sounding name. Let's put the two gays in a room together, see what happens.
If there are no dogs in heaven, every nation lives.
There are no dogs in heaven. There's nobody in heaven because heaven doesn't exist. I'll look up who Christian Divine is later. Sí, gacho mexicano, es fácil para ti, pero no para yo. Yeah, you all were treated to my trash ass Espanol. Mi Espanol de basura.
Mysticism is the mistake of an accidental and individual.
I saw on X earlier, Twitter, and people were giving Hassan shit because he went to some maid cafe or something. Man, you know, I just laugh at people who give so much attention to the affairs of other grown-ass men. Ew. Nice turban, bro. Don't fuck with me or I'll rip that big-ass ruby out of it. Now, every time I've run into Chandragupta, he's pretty cool. Ooh, spiced buttermilk. Yummy. Thanks.
Organisms don't think of CO2 as a point.
Yeah, and he got his eyebrows waxed or done or something. More power to him. I don't pay all that much attention to what other grown-ass men do. You will never catch BRG at a maid cafe, though.
Sang gitar jata aku.
You knew I had it in me.
Sometimes the wheel turns slow.
You know I had what in me, sis?
Ik ben Wilhelmina.
Skill without imagination.
Palestinians are honestly the sweetest, gentlest people I've ever had the good fortune to come across. Like all the shit they face, they still.
The forces of evil become confused while your arrow is on.
Like they still have time to fuck with Americans. Oh, go fuck yourself.
It is equally important to have a
bodohi pasir ikang luwih apik.
I don't believe in astrology.
I was talking to my coworkers about that fucking horrible plane crash in DC that apparently wiped out a pretty
It was
substantial
luxuries like air
chunk
conditioning.
of the figure skating community. And it's amazing how conspiracy theories have America in such a chokehold. Like, accidents fucking happen. Like, it's not the fault of DEI. There was no super secret plot. It was just a fucking nasty ass accident. They happened. But it's amazing. Like, Americans believe conspiracy theories about shit that didn't happen, but shit that actually did happen, like, we're like, huh? Very bizarre. Very strange. Ugh, I hate fucking rivers. Floods.
Writing means sharing.
Yeah. Both Trump and Vance are running away. And I think both of them know, like, in their heart of hearts, that the shit that they're saying is just flat out false.
Not that life assured
But
is
they're like, well, we got ourselves elected on this shit, so why not keep running with it? That's how they are. The grifters, con artists. That's how grifters and con artists act. When I tell people about Operation Paperclip, they don't believe that, but 4G calls us cancer. Undeniable. Yeah, exactly.
I don't underrate the value of
Or wild shit about aliens. Like, do I think aliens exist? Of course. Like, it's unfathomable that the universe be as large as it is and we be the only sentient life forms out there.
bronze
But
is the mirror of the form.
have we met them or are we on the verge of meeting them? Probably not, because again, the universe is fucking huge. But yeah. Besides, if we did meet aliens, like 95% of these horny motherfuckers would be too busy trying to figure out whether or not you can fuck the aliens, like whether or not you can biologically fuck the aliens, as opposed to actually picking up cool, dope tech and shit. Humans are an immensely horny species. I guess that's why there's billions of us. Like, I saw some idiot on Twitter talking about we should stop ICE because they're going to deport all the big booty Latina chicks. I'm like, bruh. Like, white chicks used to come to protests for Black Lives Matter. And they were like, oh, you have to save all the big black cocks. And I'm like, you fucking porn-brained degenerates. Like, no, you should be in solidarity with black people because our lives do matter.
War shall statues
You should help stop deportations because it's the right thing to do. Not because you sexually fetishize minorities. That's disgusting. Keep your porn brain to yourself. No. Never let the Dutch into your country. They'll never leave until they've stolen all your spices.
History is the version.
Yes, there are literally people who are against ICE because they want big booty Latina girlfriend. And they were like, oh, it's just a joke. No, jokes are funny. Your joke is just sick. It's a sick joke. And yes, I say this as someone who's attracted to Latino guys. But my sexual preference and proclivities do not weigh heavily on my politics. Why? Because I put politics in command. I don't put wiener in command. What's up, partner? But again, not many people can be principled.
It was a fantastic landscape. Politics is the art of the possible, the attainable, the art of the next best.
That is very true, Nate.
Sadurungira prang puput.
That wasn't very nice. Now I have to spend blood and treasure on training soldiers to keep the Indonesians out of my fucking car. That's not very nice. That's not very demure, Gitarja. I think I pronounced that right. Why would you invade Georgia? You're not going to take my peaches away. Spare yourself some pain, girl. Oh, you want to be part of Georgia? You want to befriend the people of Stalin.
Monet, if it does not...
She's probably just salty because I allied with the city-state that she wanted. They don't all belong to you. Cocainum.
weigert. Denkt vaak
Go shove your umbrella up your ass. I don't like it. Dutch is such an ugly fucking language, man.
Time for recreation.
Oh, I don't like it. It's time to hide things on food. I hate fucking wars. Good communists hate wars. Well, fuck on somewhere. Snap the wings for sources fighting y'all asses. Germanic beauty? That's an oxymoron if I've ever heard one. A harsh, guttural ass languages.
Normal people believe that if it ain't broke,
Yeah, fuck out of here. Fuck are you attacking me for anyways? I never did anything to you, lady.
if it's natural to kill, how come men have...
You hurt my scout and his little dog. I don't like that. Now, y'all want to throw down too? I never did anything to either of you people. Georgians are people of color. This is intra-ethnic chauvinism. Oh, your wounded ass is back.
If I were again beginning my studies, I would follow the advice of Plato.
You didn't even give your boys time to heal. Tilburg. Should have raised that Dutch shithole to the ground. What is the official language of Georgia? Georgian.
poets have been mysteriously silent on the subject of cheese.
Well, they speak Georgian in Georgia. Oh, look at this guy. Actually, it's called Cart Valley. Wrong Georgia. Which is better, Georgia or Armenia? You are not roping me into a Caucasian squabble. Both have their charms. Both have really, really good food. But no, you will not rope me into a Caucasian squabble. I do not want a guy that has old bullet cartridges across his jacket coming to St. Louis looking to chop my head off.
No hour of life is wasted that is spent in the saddle.
I imagine a lot of older Georgians do speak Russian, but I don't think Russian is an official language in their country. Also, Georgia is not an Eastern European country, it's a Caucasian country. It's in the Caucasus Mountains.
Invincibility lies in the defense, the possibility of victory in the attack.
Fuck Azerbaijan. Turkish puppets. Stalin would not like Azerbaijan. I still don't know why this Indonesian chick invaded me. Like, what did you hope to gain, bruh? Where's your army? The Turks also have really good food.
I cannot imagine any condition which would cause a
I just like rice and I love lamb. Let's see if this chick is ready to make peace. Fine. Fine, then I'll just continue to slaughter your boys then. Makes no difference to me. Doing you a favor. You've eaten fucking fox? Those things stink. Deer is good though. But fox, for shame. Sounds like America. If you don't acknowledge all the fucked up shit Americans have done, then we're cool with you. Yeah, I love deer meat, but I would never eat a fucking fox. Oh. You're not gonna win, sis. Go home. Go home, drink some tea, and rest yourself.
Everything has its limit.
Oh. Oh, look at the cute little cat ball. Dry ass chips. You good, BRG? No, I plan on slowly choking you to death on stream. Get out of here with that raggedy ass piece of shit. Dry ass fucking chips.
The four building blocks of the universe are fire, water.
I had a cat. Do you have a cat, Nate? The whitest of dogs.
You can't go around arresting them.
I actually fucks with retrievers. Sweet puppers. You have a white cat that you have named Ghost. Ooh. Ghost puppers. It's like a fucking guitar who doesn't get tired of seeing her people die. Fucking sociopath. Are you finished? Well, fine.
Man suffers only.
No. I will not be nice to the Dutch. You all must pay for what you did to my Indonesian comrades. Favorite GOT character? Like 5 years ago, I would have said Tywin. Still kind of do, just because of its Machiavellianism, but once you read the books over and over and over again, like I have, you slowly start to realize how much of a dumbass he is. So, As a homosexual, I am obliged to say Renly, but Renly was also very naive and dumb. Stannis murdered his own brother with blood magic. Fuck it, I'm a nerd. Let's go with Samwell. Of course, my favorite Game of Thrones character changes by the week. So come talk to me next week and I'll probably give you an entirely different answer. Edmure Tully in the books was actually pretty dope. Of course, in the show, he's a dumbass, but in the books, he is probably the only person that actually genuinely gives a shit about the peasants and other small folk that live under his leadership. But yeah, in the game, he's in the show, he's a giant dipshit. He spent pretty much the entire war of the Five Kings in a Frey dungeon, and then comes out like, I should be king. Being in the dungeon has uniquely qualified me to be king. I'm like, bro, you're not Trump. But hey. I think Tywin always knew that his kids were fucking. He just did not want to acknowledge it because it would have destroyed his entire house. But it ended up coming out anyways, and in the show at least, his entire house did end up being destroyed. Leave my city state alone.
I'd imagine the whole world as one
if the fucking dumbass Northerners knew that Jaime and Cersei were fucking, I'm pretty sure that Tywin knew that Jaime and Cersei were fucking. He just did not want that knowledge to come out. And yeah, Dany is also a favorite, even though she is a bit of an ultra leftist. But what revolutionary isn't an ultra leftist at points?
The Navy has.
Take him out. Hello, dude. Cover his fucking head. Not gonna help you. You stopped supporting Dany after she burned Miri Mazdar. I mean, if somebody lies to you, and yeah, Miri Mazdar did like have a legitimate beef. Drogo's riders fucked up her entire world and assaulted her to boot. But on the other hand, Dany kind of had a legitimate beef too. Like this lady murdered her son and turned her husband into a catatonic doll. So, yeah. Don't do stuff like that. But to be fair, yes, Miri Mazdar did have a legitimate beef. And she was definitely suffering from PTSD and a variety of other things that come along with having your village sacked. So, yes, I'm not saying I don't feel for her, but hey, can't do stuff like that. Especially to an individual from a notoriously violent and semi-insane house. Miri did tell Dany that there would be consequences, but I don't think Dany would have. She was deceived. Like, I don't think Dany would have agreed to that if she knew that it would result in Drogo going into a catatonic state and her son dying. Like, she literally thought that the horse was the sacrifice. I guess that's why they say no investigation, no right to speak, or no investigation, no right to sacrifice in this particular instance. Put your raggedy ass city right up on my... Girl! Girl. Why? It's like you... Why would you do that? It's like you enjoy seeing your boys get massacred. Go home. Indonesian, go home. Aren't you tired? Well, fine then. Fucking George Bush of the Civ universe over here. We're not gonna stop until you're totally defeated. And yes, Emilia Clarke is a phenomenal actress. They got together a really, really good ensemble cast. Like, the only reason why all these fucking weirdo 48 Law of Power morons, I say this as somebody that's like a pseudo fan of that book, but the only reason all these weirdos like Tywin is one, because I haven't read the books, and two, because Charles Dance is an extremely charismatic actor. Ooh. He also played Lord Mountbatten in The Crown. Not a very sympathetic role. No. Not giving you iron so you can train a bunch of swordsmen and declare war on me. Let's give ourselves a seaport. And yes, Taiwan is full of BS. Most Machiavellians are. A lot of people misunderstand Machiavelli. But yeah. Highly recommend Gramsci's The Modern Prince. A lot of people think that Machiavelli was just like, oh yeah, I can do all the evil shit I want to. And like, no, Machiavelli was extremely explicit when he said that excessive cruelty would result in you being deposed. But a lot of people just are like, oh yeah, I can lie to and screw over everybody in my life. And then they are confused when their life ends up being a very nasty, brutish, and short one. I don't need vaccines because of my African genetics. Ooh. Maybe that's what turned me gay then.
The taxpayer.
No, I actually inherited my homosexuality from my lesbian mother. Yes, avoid being hated. If you must do an injury to somebody, do it so that he cannot come back and exact his revenge upon you. But these dumb motherfuckers, they're doing shit to people that could actually hurt them, and then they cry foul when they actually get hurt. You don't do stuff like that to people more powerful than yourself, people that can actually hurt you, people that are vengeful. But you learn the hard way. Machiavelli would be very amused at the behavior of those who fashioned themselves his acolytes. Arrows eat your ass up, buddy. This shit out of here. I got crossbowmen. I'm sorry, I can't take RFK seriously because of his fucking voice. I know he has some type of disease that has made his voice sound like that, but I just can't take a guy seriously that sounds like a ghoul. You didn't vote for me, smooth skin, but I'm still your fucking Secretary of Health and Human Services. You guys are gonna drink fucking raw milk. Why? Because I fucking said so. Now tell me who killed my dad. Bring these boys up here. And yes, he does have a brainworm. I would not appoint a fellow with a brainworm to my cabinet. That's just me personally. I wonder if the brainworm came from using raw milk. What if and ands were pots and pans? It's a lot of scenarios, but we only live in this one, this hellscape. You know, there's actually a very, very interesting theory that stipulates that we are really just playthings in like a giant cosmic version of The Sims, where like some demented teenager is playing with us in a cosmic video game. It would be funny as hell. That's definitely not the case, but it would be funny were it the case. Why does Trump get away with being so dumb? Because a sizable chunk of the American people are somehow dumber than him. That's literally the only reason. He knows that he knows that the average American can only read at like a fourth grade level, so he speaks at a fourth grade level. Look, if you're gonna go to war with me, Catharja, at least know what the fuck you're doing. Like, I'm literally just chopping your boys up like mincemeat, and you're not doing anything. Why? Why are you doing this to yourself? I know this is fucking expensive to you. Like, this cannot be a pleasurable experience to you, getting sliced and diced by Stalin's ancestors. Like, what do you hope to gain? Are you, like, taking the Churchill route that every generation needs a war? Go pick on somebody your own size. You are not going to beat Stalin's people. It would actually be funny as hell if you were created by an evil black scientist with an abnormally large head. You mean Ben Carson? Ben Carson is white people's dad. You guys remember Herman Cain, the 999 guy that died when he went to a Trump rally and he caught COVID? Didn't go so well for him. War, war, war. War, war, war.
Few inventions have been...
Everybody loves war. Are you finished? Thank you. You won nothing. You got nothing. Like, what did that accomplish for you? You're one of those morons that believes that war dashes out the weakness in a nation? Why is it no longer up? I don't know. I don't know why I took it down. I think somebody reported it or something. I don't know. It's never coming back. That was like 2 fucking laptops ago, bro. Sorry. No, more like 3. It's alright. You still have the screenshots for the memories. Thanks for the memories. Maybe if you guys ask nicely enough, I'll like update it or something. Jesus, how long ago did I even do that? There, now I can go back to actually building a civilization instead of fighting with your dumb ass. I have heard of Jared Ball and Black Power Media. Why?
Nederland floreert met...
Maar verder gaat het verder dat elke zelfde gouden voelen.
You are very obsessed with RFK Jr.'s brain worm. No. Take your shiny turban and fuck off.
A diplomat is a man who always remembers a woman.
Let's get a merchant republic. Give the Dutch a run for their money. You and your fucking stroop waffles. Fuck you. I actually did not do anything to that fucking swing set. But since everybody thinks I did, why not? Why not lean into it? I'm going ranged because I'm a coward. Why not lean into it? It would be funny if I did, but blow up a fucking swing set. It's a part of my lore at this point, so fuck it. Why not? Why run from my destiny? I haven't been invited on. I don't ask other people to invite me on their stuff. Jesus, what am I, desperate man? The architect of Cracker Control asking other people to appear on their media... Come on, man. I'm not an attention seeker. I'm just some guy. If I recall correctly, Dutch is actually remarkably close to English. Well, actually, not remarkably. If you look at England and look at the Nederlanden, it's actually pretty close. Oh, everybody's in a dark age. Why does it have to be dark age? Like, dark is bad? She protracted on my people's war till he blow up. I think white communists from the South, I think white communists from the South are superior to the ones from the Midwest because we're amongst more black people. Interesting theory. On the other hand, if you all were truly superior, there would be a People's Republic in the South, but there is not. Settlers in their phony sense of superiority, despite accomplishing nothing. Ah.
Plants like brave men.
Overthrow the reactionary governments in the South. Like, is Kay Ivey, is Meemaw still the governor of Alabama?
Strategy requires thought.
Overthrow those shitty people. Overthrow DeSantis, and then I will count you as superior than my white comrades in the Midwest. But until then, all I hear is a bunch of sound and fury signifying fuck all. The Midwest is just the South without the accent, though. Like, we're really not all that much better. As a matter of fact, we're a little worse because our food is trash. Of course, we will never admit that, but yeah. We ain't touching the South on the food proposition. I'm not taking shit from you. You just declared war on me. Fuck you. And your little spore cakes. And you built a city by me. Well, grow your numbers. Do people not live in the South? All I hear is excuse, excuse, excuse. The fuck am I supposed to do? Come down here and organize you people? I'm a Yankee. I wonder how many people only know that St. Louis exists because of me. Like, I've got people from, like, Czech Republic that went, I'm going to come to St. Louis. I'm like, what the fuck would you want to come to St. Louis for? I want to come to St. Louis. It looks like a nice town. Yeah, looks. Like. Not is. One person told me that he uses my videos to, like, learn English. And I'm like, damn, there's some dude walking around in Slovakia or Slovenia or wherever the fuck with the fuck with an AAVE Midwestern accent.
Might not be mightier than the sword.
No, I'm not Nelly. I did not put St. Louis on the map. Ferguson put St. Louis on the map. I already have a massive ego. Don't blow it up any bigger. Of course, we don't talk about Nelly anymore because of his stupid shucking and jiving for Trump. On the other hand,
cease from exploration.
Nelly shucking and jiving for Trump it does kind of track for him. Dude has been trying to segue into country music for years. You've been reading the Green Book? Oh. May the Lord have mercy on your soul. It's a wild ride. It's a wild ride. My favorite part of the Green Book is when Gaddafi says that black people are going to take over the world because we are not, and I quote, overly obsessed with work due to us coming from a hot climate and also because we fuck a lot. He literally said that black people are going to fuck our way into domination of the world, which is incredibly racist. You recommend my YouTube and my Twitch to people from St. Louis? How many people do you run into from St. Louis? There's only like 2 million of us here, and most of us stay here.
Sadurungira prang
I'm so fucking tired of this chick. Girl, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. The fuck are you doing all the way up there, you dumbass?
Him that overcometh.
I'm pursuing the Maoist military strategy of never fighting a war outside my borders. I know, you told me. Like, St. Louis is a place that people generally just pass through. On the other hand, some people fucking love it here. Mainly because the cost of living is very cheap. Although that's changing because people keep moving here for the cheap cost of living. It is a very underrated city. But again, people keep moving here. Come, spend some money, go look at the arch, and then go home. Please, do not move to St. Louis. Do not move here. That's the first thing real locals will tell you anytime you come to a place. You're like, oh, I could totally live here. No, the fuck you cannot. Yeah, the arch is interesting looking at it the first time, but when you, like, every fucking field trip is arch, 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 arch. Like, it's how I imagine people in Boston feel about Revolutionary War shit. Like, yeah, every fucking field trip. When the teacher or the principal didn't know where to take us, they took us to the fucking arch. Never mind the fact that it's a giant-ass monument to settler colonialism. Like, the literal name of the arch and old courthouses and all that shit is the Jefferson National Expansion Memorial Park. Yeah. Do I know who Victor Gao is? I do not. You don't think I spend a lot more time on the internet than I do. Like, if I haven't interacted with somebody, chances are I do not know who they are. Like, people are all constantly asking me about fucking Hassan and Destiny. And look, these are grown-ass fucking men. It is a sad man that spends his entire life, or even a massive chunk of his life, worried about the affairs of other individuals. The fucking gossip columnists for streamers. And the shit is even hit me now. Apparently I'm big enough to have a whole fucking gossip industry dedicated to me. I'm like, I'm really not that interesting of a person, bro. Yeah, no, Stone Mountain. No, Victor Gao is not a streamer. Apparently, he is a mouthpiece for the Communist Party of China. Why would I sit and look at? Why would I pay any attention to propaganda from the revisionist Chinese Communist Party? I'm not getting a fucking monarchy. There's no kings here. Oh, he was Deng Xiaoping's translator. Oh, now I really don't give a fuck. Fuck off. If you say something else out the way to me, I'm gonna slap that fucking ruby off your head. Da-da-da-da. I am BRG, the internet's biggest Maoist. Well, damn, Maoism is really in trouble. Do I think China will find its way back to the straight and narrow? Well, that's hella religious framing, but I do have faith in the Chinese people. I think when they're tired of taking shit, then they will undoubtedly wage another revolution and recapture their party. But that's their business. Me rambling on the... Well... The Dutch have declared war on me. What are you gonna do? Throw fucking stroopwafels at me? Shut up. Take you and your ugly ass language and your ugly ass umbrella and shove it up your head. That's Wilhelmina. I believe she was Queen of the Netherlands during World War II. Oh, you're mad because your city would... You know what? I want to go build my other fucking city. Fuck this. I don't have time for war. War is for violent savages like the Dutch. How do you pronounce that? What's the Yesel? I'm going to rebuild fucking Croatoan. I need to stop abandoning my poor cities. Oh, please don't tell me it's... Yeah, fuck Chairman Bob. Pretty sure he's been dead for years. They just don't want us to know. There's only two things you hate in the world. Me and Deng Xiaoping. Why do you spend so much time hating on a dead man? It's not healthy. Oh, come on, damn you. There we go. People who are... Yeah, no, not everybody. Everybody wasn't fighting me, just the fucking Dutch and the Indonesians for some reason. I don't know why. Like, that fucking Guitarja declared war on me twice. I whooped their ass in the first one. I did not expand it to her territory. I was even nice to her. Like, I literally could have fucked her whole world up, but I did not. I chose not to do so. Because as a Maoist, my principle is not to... is to fight... I don't fight wars outside of my... Damn. Roanoke is gone. Oh, well. Fuck. Guess I gotta do another one. I guess that's what I get for trying to merge fucking settler colonial bullshit with indigenous people. The St. Louis map sucks in this game. They need to do a better one. Oh. The river looks kind of shitty. You can tell this game is new because the mods all suck. Williamsburg, Cape Town, Carthage. Bigfoot. Fanon spent most of his life in Algeria, not Tunisia, which is where Carthage was, but close enough. European theme? Well, I guess it's better than North American. Why not? You all think I'm a lot more powerful than I really am. I did not push DSA to the left. I didn't push DSA to the left. DSA is moving to the left because of concrete conditions. I play a minor role, but I would not attribute everything that is going on to my influence exclusively. Avoid great man theory, because if I'm your idea of a great man, then you are in trouble. Oh God, I hate this song. Shut up. Oh, that's no good. I forgot Carthage was built on a massive fucking hills. I think what a lot of these people do is they take topographic maps and they just overlay them onto shit. That leads to some pretty funky stuff. They used to do the same thing with SimCity. Let's see which way the wind is blowing. That way. So I'm gonna have to put all my industrial shit over here. The underground Maoist insurgency. Well, that would be news to me. Maybe because I'm a semi-public micro-celebrity, I don't get to be in the underground Maoist insurgency. So yeah, anyways, I have to put my industrial here because this is the way the wind is blowing. So the wind is blowing east to west. So I have to keep that there to prevent my poor citizens from being poisoned. Because that would suck. That wouldn't be very good. I'm not Donald Trump. I actually care about my people. Page down. Will the hills allow me to build power lines? Yes, they will. Et voila. Now, run you there. There. That'll do us for power for a little bit. Have I heard of the Indian Maoist fighters? Yes, I've been a Maoist for a very decent amount of time. I have indeed heard of the Communist Party of India Maoist. It would be a rare Maoist that hasn't. What do I think of them? Definitely very theoretically advanced. Since people have been talking about China, I would highly recommend their work on that critiques the Dingite position on China. China, a modern day, okay, I can tell already we're gonna have a bunch of tunnels. China, a social imperialist power, I believe it's called. It's very critical. One thing I've noticed about Dingites and other various revisionists is that they don't engage with the theory that's actually produced by real Maoist parties. I think that Maoism is basically whatever Mao said. That's why you've got all these people who are Mao Zedong thought-oriented at the very least, calling themselves Maoists. And I'm like, no, this actually means real things, people. But who am I to steal other people's joy? We live in the postmodern era. Words don't mean things anymore. You can call yourself whatever you want. You don't have to do the reading. Reading is hard, and everybody's tired. You don't have to stop ICE because it's the good principled thing to do. You can stop you. You can organize against ICE because you think some big booty Latina girlfriend is going to be desperate enough to fuck you. I don't fucking know. This is why it's good to not spend so much time worried about what other people think, because crazy people will drive you crazy along with them. I don't think that's what you want for yourself. I don't want that for you. I want you to live a long, happy, healthy, prosperous life. You cannot live a long, happy, healthy, prosperous life worried about what idiots think. If they were so smart, they would have made a revolution already. But they have not, so you don't have to pay any attention to what they say. They put no food in your belly. They put no food on your table. They pay no bills. Why do you pay so much attention to what other people think or what other people have to say? Damn, no groundwater? Well, we are in the fucking desert. Let's see which way this shit's going. Water tower? No. Well, I'm putting on my industry over here, so... yeah. You can live next door to a sewer. You can build your filthy factories next door to the filthy sewer. That's what you get for polluting my beautiful Tunisian land. Oh, the hills, the hills! I hate hills. Slope too steep. My foot is going to be too wedged solidly in your ass. There, was that so fucking hard? Donald Trump or Xi Jinping in a celebrity boxing match. Well, both of them are out of shape old men. I think Xi is like 20 years younger. So, I guess my money would be on him. I just literally built a rope. Bruh. These fucking stupid ass games. There. Fuck. You want me to build you a maze? Alright, let's lay this shit out. You got your road. This is Tunisia, so I do hope there's plenty of oil. Some shitty Terrence houses. Little commercial zone. They really don't want all that much commercial in the early game anyways. Handful of that. What's AES means actually existing socialism. Something that doesn't exist, but a lot of delusional people on the internet do believe exists. Oh, the Alliance of the Sahel. That also means that. It's something in French, I believe. Alliance of Sahel States. Alliance d'État Sahel. Yeah, I have been following their the development. It's pretty neat. It's pretty cool. I think Sankara would be pleased. At the development of his people. A lot of people are like, oh, they're too close to the Russians, but I'm like, hey, autarky really doesn't work in this day and age. When I say autarky, I mean like, oh, we can just do our own thing, like shit like North Korea. And even they aren't fully autarkic, because they still depend on the Russians and the Chinese for a lot of shit. Oh, this is going to be one stinking ass fucking ocean today. But yes, inshallah, we will see a united Africa in our lifetime. Depends on whether or not the people of the region can get their shit together and stop looking at like arbitrarily drawn colonizer lines and actually start looking at each other as Africans. But we shall see. There's always hope. But I definitely see material steps that are being taken. Like, Pan-Africanism is really, really becoming a material and solid thing, and I'm here for it. Fuck all these arbitrarily drawn colonizer lines. The world sees us all as Africans, so we must all behave as such. That's how I look at it. That's why I really opposed that whole ADOS bullshit. Well, for one, you've got them running around saying stupid, hurtful shit about Latina comrades. And yes, fuck Rwanda. Paul Kagame is a disgusting piece of shit. Anybody that the West like gasses up and you like look into their actual history, they're really, really, really not good people. Let's see the children at the school. I'm not building a school next to a graveyard. Haunted school. Has there ever been a fully autarkic state? No. Not to my knowledge. There probably has been, but it was probably really, really small scale, and it's lost in the midst of history. According to that Bachel. Please tell me there's oil here. Oh, mining. No farming. No farming in the desert. But lots of shit to dig up for the imperialists. Yay! Eins, drei. I love all the sunlight we're getting. Why are these asinine reflections newsworthy? Nobody gives a shit what you think about the sun. Sends you all down the mines. The settlers yearn for the mines. All right, Black Hammer Reparations Corps, get to work. Yes, they actually did have a Reparations Corps. Basically, these like weird-ass white kids that they had going around begging and doing remedial-ass projects to assuage their white guilt. It was funny. Well, not funny because it was a literal cult that hurt people, but I don't know. Do not join the Black Hammer Reparations Brigade. And like my opinion on all these cults is these things have, I guess, they have like a life cycle that's easy to predict. They hop on the scene, making a lot of noise. People who know about cults, like I know the fucking Red Guards from back in the day. Okay? That was a real cult. So I can kind of like tell when organizations or wannabe organizations have elements of that. So Black Hammer, all these fucking weird ass things. Like if people like me who have been around the block, who have seen this shit, are warning you that something, hey, this shit doesn't sound right, and you're like, oh, you don't know what you're doing. You're in DSA, and then a few months later, then everybody's like, oh my god, look what happened to me. And like, I hate to be an I told you so ass motherfucker, but we told you so. Like, I'm not an elder, I'm only 30, but I've seen some shit. I saw the Red Guards rise and fall. Like, I saw Black Hammer rise and fall. Like, we kind of know what the fuck we're talking about. But a lot of younger comrades don't want to listen. They're like, oh, fuck you, you're in DSA. Yeah, yeah. Does DSA have issues? Of course it does. Every organization that's legitimate has issues, but like, I've never been, you won't get horsewhipped in DSA unless you're into that type of thing. You could definitely find somebody to be your dominatrix in DSA, but again, you should not be looking for stuff like that in a political organization in the first place. But hey, I'm not one to judge. Judge not, lest ye be judged. Is DSA the only major organization that isn't culty? I mean, PSL has a share of problems, but every organization has a share of problems. But I have a lot of comrades that are in PSL. They have no complaints. They're proud to be cadres in DSL. I'm DSL. If DSA and PSL merge, that will be the name of the organization. See, I'm predicting the future. I'm a psychic now. But, yeah. I also know quite a few comrades who have left PSL that have a variety of critiques of the organization and have had some pretty shisty things happen to them within the organization. So, again, it depends. A lot of this org stuff, it depends on where you are. Is it really all that hard to spell? Like, why do people just type the letter U? I sound like a boomer. But, like, come on. It's not that hard. It's childish. You're just going to type out U. Letter U. Jesus, maybe I am old. Very large demand for single-family housing. Fucking Treatlerites. What's wrong? You too good to live alongside your fellow man in an apartment like everybody else around the world? To the mines, crackers, to the mines. Go bust them rocks. This is your punishment for busting all them nuts. Now you gotta bust rocks. Et voila. BRG FD signifier occult now is bread tuberism. Well, that's definitely word salad. Yummy, yummy. Word salad. I don't have money for that now. Guess we gotta work with what we got. Big fan of the German multifamily pack. I guess this is going to be like the San Francisco of Africa or something on these hills. Oh, wow. Look at all the cultural appropriation in chat. Thou hast slain that fit, mine diva. Do I have comrades in Frizzo? Yeah. I know a couple people in Frizzo. Very good, very serious comrades. Probably the closest to an actual Maoist party that we have, although they are not Maoists. But again, I'm a Maoist, so I'm picky as to who I call Maoists. No oil in Tunisia. Oh, there it is. It's all over there. Shittiest starting zones. No, I'm not going to cut down the few trees we have. My people will riot if I did that. I have a gas station, though. Plenty of development points. Parks. 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 Let's go to college. A little bitty outdoor gym. At least these won't be overweight treatment rights. Of course. I keep everything real. Why would I lie? Maoists don't lie to the people. Is Uhuru like Black Hammer or no? No, Uhuru is it's the white solidarity branch of the African People's Socialist Party. They're definitely odd, but I would not call them a Black Hammer style cult. In that, like, Black Hammer was inherently malicious. I would not characterize the Uhuru Solidarity Movement as inherently malicious or out to fuck people over. But again, yes, they are weird. But there's nothing wrong with being weird. There is a lot wrong with being openly malicious and trying to fuck people over, though. Yeah, they're basically the white solidarity arm of the African People's Socialist Party, which is the like actual cadre organization. They have a pretty decent sized presence in my city, actually. But all right, they never bothered me. I would never join them, but well, I would. They don't bother me. I'm not running for anything. Where are you people getting your information from? I'm not running for any fucking office. Are you crazy? All my opponents would have to do is get one of these Twitch streams and be like, yeah, you really don't want this guy in office. He's like a Gnostic weirdo. Hell no. Why would I subject myself to that? Maybe after I'm old and thoroughly sold out, but now, hell no. I like you guys too much. Running for office. Me? South Africa is pretty, and if there was an African country I felt compelled to move to, it would be South Africa. Maybe because of its similarities with the U.S. It's basically the U.S. with reversed demographics. But anyway, I'm a spoiled Yankee. I probably would hate it if I had to move somewhere else. Hence my continued presence in this imperialist shithole. Oh no, that was last year. I was running for a co-chair of my DSA branch. Yeah, that was last year. That was all settled at convention and 48 hours after convention. I didn't get it, but I am corresponding secretary of my branch, which means if you email STLDSA, you will probably get to talk to me, because that's kind of my job. What the fuck are you people still doing up anyways? I imagine most of you all are on the other side of the world where it's still day. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning here. Because settlers don't think. That's why. That's why the Rhodesians thought that their apartheid was going to last. They're like, oh, we're not like South Africa. We treat our blocks much better. And it turns out it doesn't matter how good you treat a colonized person. They are still wanting independence. Not a more equitable colonialism, which doesn't really exist. But again, if settlers are one thing, it's delusional. But they realized the folly and the error of their ways when cold hard reality came crashing down on top of them. Now they sit in bars in Melbourne and Adelaide crying about when we were in Rhodesia, to an audience of people who increasingly do not give a fuck. I mean, they could have stayed and became Zimbabweans, but the thing with settlers is that they cannot imagine a world in which they are not running shit. They think that the natives are going to come and do to them what they did to the natives, which generally isn't the case. For some reason, a lot of colonized people are generally quite forgiving. Should they be? That's a matter for debate, but hey, what are you gonna do? There's no point going back there. Don't want to build too close to the coal mines. I don't think people want to breathe in dirty coal dust. Been reading Emile Zola's Germinal, and I'm not trying to rebuild those shitty mining villages that I've been reading about. Windwees, that's what they're called. You know you're fucking up when even other Europeans don't fuck with you and don't want you around. Because you people are totally fucking insufferable. They can't stand you. You lost. Get over it. But instead of getting over it, you blame everybody else for your failure. That's a sign of a loser. Just take your L and leave. I know a lot of them made shitloads of money. Like they literally monopolized all the good farms and shit. But another thing about settlers is that they are really good at taking shit, but they're really, really bad at actually managing the money. So, yeah, fuck them. They don't manage the resources well because they're not theirs. It's not their country. They're pirates. Pirates of the Zambezi. Ooh, this will be fun. There you go. Funky little...
This is an emergency broadcast to all citizens. Radar readings indicate a tornado is approaching the city and will be visible soon. Citizens should seek immediate cover.
No, go out there and stare at the tornado like real Midwesterners. Daruba bin Wahad? Everybody has their own contributions to theory. I fucks with them. I fucks with everybody that was for the liberation of my people. This is shaping up to be a cute little hilly little town. Alright, money looking good. I should probably build a high school. Yeah, maybe later. Deutschhausen. Yeah, I should build working postal system before that gets too out of hand. People have to send their mail on time, don't you know? Fanon has to mail out his copies of Wretched of the Earth. I lost my copy of Wretched of the Earth. I just got another one. Maybe see if I can do a little DSA-STL study group on it later this year. Has anyone ever recognized me in real life? Yeah, all the time. Every time I go to like a leftist event, the dead have to send out their mail too. Every time I go to like a leftist event or something, like maybe 1 or 2 people recognizes me. It's always cool meeting people IRL, finding out they're actually doing shit instead of just watching me. But yeah, I run into people that recognize me all the time. I try not to be a prick to people. Well, actually, I was raised better than to be a prick to people, but yeah, it's cool meeting fans in the wild. But St. Louis is a small city. I actually had one dude that I went to high school with. He dropped into my stream one day. I don't know how the fuck he found this thing, but he was like, hey, remember we used to sit next to each other in business class? And I was like, damn, bro, what's up? He's probably watching this right now, but yeah. At the end of the day, I'm still a micro celebrity. Can't imagine having people following me around all the time. But thankfully, I haven't built a fucking weird-ass toxic community either. As that is definitely not what I'm here for. I try to use my platform for political education. I don't want you guys just watching me because, oh, I'm BRG. I want you guys actually like listening to and reading the theoreticians that I try to promote. I think I've reached a pretty good balance / happy medium. Of course, there's always better work to be done, I think. There might be war over the Congo. Well, that wouldn't be the first time in history. It's an extremely resource-rich region of the world. Of course, people are going to want to fight over it. Hopefully, we are able to avoid the, a continent-wide war. It'd be kind of shitty for Africans to slaughter Africans in mass for resources to sell to the Chinese and the Europeans and the Americans. That would make all of our revolutionary leaders from the past cry, but yeah. People are gonna people. It's not a nihilistic thing, but really so much I can do from an ocean away. That being said, as someone who is descended from and has the blood of Africa, it still would behoove us all to take an interest in the affairs of the mother continent. I helped kill your faith in the U.S. as a political project. Well, I don't know if I should be concerned about that or if I should be proud of that. Hopefully you haven't replaced your faith in the United States with something evil and nihilistic and gross. Has Cuba responded to U.S. plans to reopen Guantanamo? I don't think so. I imagine they will definitely make a huge stink about it, but what exactly they can do, Trump is definitely planning to just slap sanctions on them again, and I don't this. What a lot of people understand when they talk about or criticize Cuba is that these people have gone through so much hell. And what the fuck was that? These people have gone through so much hell and bullshit over the past 70 or so years that honestly, I don't blame them for wanting a break from this shit. Yeah, I get it. Our goal has been historically to make their economy scream, and we did it. The same shit that Nixon did in Chile, every United States president has been doing for decades. So I get it. It's only so much a people can take. So honestly, if they don't make a big fucking noise about it, if they don't sacrifice themselves on the altar for the United States, then it's really no point in criticizing them. Do I think the EFF is radical? Oh, let's read their own theory. EFF South Africa. So, Economic Freedom Fighters. Very good name. So, what are their documents? What is their manifesto? So, they have a full manifesto that they released last year. Let's see. So, a party manifesto basically covers everything that's relevant to your people. So that's Julius Malema, the president and commander-in-chief. Landlessness and joblessness among black South Africans are at crisis levels, posing the biggest challenges that confront South African society today. So, yeah, the South African people are majority black, so it makes sense that they pay most attention to the majority of the people that are still reeling from apartheid and the interruption of the development of the productive forces and process of the South African people. Electricity is also a major contradiction. Like, if you go to South Africa, they have rolling blackouts and rolling brownouts. So, yeah. Why? Because the ANC is a corrupt shithole of a party that is a radical change from what Nelson Mandela and his comrades in the 60s fought for. Personally, I believe Mandela was a rightist. Winnie, his wife, was actually further to the left than he was. Nelson, I think, was broken by the torture that the Boers exacted upon him in prison. But Winnie was in the township. She was amongst the masses of youth and workers and lumpen proletarians. And I think that if she were president, she would have definitely carried South Africa into a new golden age. So what are the 7 pillars of the EFF's economic manifesto? Expropriation of South Africa's land without compensation for equal redistribution and use. I also wish Chris Hani was not assassinated. Nationalization of mines, banks, and other strategic sectors of the economy without compensation. Building state and government capacity, which will lead to the abolishment of tenders. Free quality education, healthcare, houses, and sanitation. Massive protected industrial development to create millions of sustainable jobs, including the introduction of minimum wage. They don't even have a minimum wage in South Africa. In order to close the wage gap between the rich and the poor, close the apartheid wage gap, and promote rapid career paths for Africans in the workplace. Massive development of the African economy. Note, he didn't say just South African economy, African economy as a whole, and advocating for a move from reconciliation to justice on the entire continent. Open, accountable, and corruption-free government and society without fear of victimization by state agencies. Okay. Look at all those people. So, yeah, I would definitely say that the EFF is ideologically eclectic. It really can't be placed in one tradition. I believe that I've read a document from them once that identified them as being influenced by Trotskyism, but definitely progressive. DSA should write something like this. I am also all for expropriation without compensation. Okay, so really thorough. So yes, I would definitely say that the EFF is in the communist tradition. And it's almost 3 o'clock here, so I'm going to sleep. But if you would like to read more about the